So this has no roadway, no road markings, anything. It's interesting to see what FSD does here. Here's that thing that I was getting before. Full self-driving may be degraded. Poor weather detected. I can't even see, so hopefully the car can see if anyone's coming. It doesn't look like anyone's coming. Car just figures it's just gonna take a chance. You're thinking about it, but it can't commit to it. Now I don't know if it's because of the road. It's very nervous. Right off the bat, I've noticed it's very nervous. Turn. Come on, turn. God damn it. Oh, you are. You just don't want to use your signal. Oh, because signaling is optional in Ontario. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching Regen Nation. This is another FSD drive. And wait, before you turn it off, I know you saw the thumbnail and everything in the title, but before you turn it off, it's not a regular FSD drive. For one, it's a few different factors here. For one, look outside. You can see we've got tons of snow here in southern Ontario. So the roads, it snowed about half a week to about a week ago. A lot of snow. Southern Ontario got dumped with probably 1.5 to 2 feet of snow. Big snow banks. So that's what I want to see. One of the things FSD, how it handles, is the big encumbering snowbanks that like block your visibility. I mean, this is the Model Y. This is hardware 3, but so the cameras are up here. I'm shorter, so when I'm sitting in the car in my normal driving position, I can't see past some of these snowbanks. I'm thinking maybe the camera being high up here may be able to see better. All the cameras are cleaned, even though when I went out for a test drive, it said some of the cameras weren't clean and FSD was limited. But we'll see how that is when it goes. But what I want to tell you is this isn't the latest version of FSD. This isn't, because it is a hardware 3 car, this isn't the 12.6 point whatever, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. This isn't that. This, unfortunately, is the older version back in the fall of 12.5, 0.4, 0.2. Now, I'll explain why. I unsubscribed to FSD during the winter and I wanted to turn it back on today for this video, but when I turned it off all through Christmas and all through the holidays and everything, I got different updates on the non-FSD branch. So I've got a newer update, which is 2025.2. So because we're on a different branch, because FSD isn't in the 2025, they're still in the 2024 branch. Because I got a newer branch and I've resubscribed to FSD, I haven't gotten the newest version of FSD, which is, well, the newest one is version 13 for the hardware 4 cars. This is the hardware 3 car, so I guess the AKA version 13, but for hardware 3 is still 12.6. So it's a lot, apparently it's newer, it's a lot better improved than 12.5, 0.4, but this is what I'm working with. So that's all we can check out. So let's start. We've got a route already plugged in there. So let's start it out. Let's see what it does. I will put it into FSD. Right away, it goes by itself. I wasn't expecting that. We were parked and it started going by itself. I thought that was reserved for version 13 or version 12.6. Anyways, let's see. This is once again 12.5, 0.4, 0.2. It's stopping, it's hesitating. I guess it's seeing this guy here. Snowbanks, as you can see, the snowbanks are fairly high. They're 2, 3, some of them are 4 feet high. And we've just stopped here. It's hesitating, it's thinking what to do. Nobody's behind me, so I'm gonna let it do. See, here's that thing that I was getting before. Full self-driving may be degraded. Poor weather detected. It's partly cloudy, partly sunny. I don't know where the bad weather is, but okay, it decided. I didn't do it. I didn't intervene at all. Okay, now it's stopped in the middle of the intersection in the roadway. It's very nervous. Right off the bat, I've noticed it's very nervous. I didn't press the accelerator. I didn't intervene at all, but I did it on, let it do its own thing because nobody was behind me. I wasn't interfering with anyone. And yeah, it's very nervous. Now, I've heard version 13 or 12.6 is less nervous and very more assured and smoother. What we've just witnessed in the last minute was not smooth. It actually slowed down for that school bus that was parked. It wasn't even running. It was just a parked school bus, but maybe because the other car was coming. Car's coming here. Someone's walking on the road because the sidewalk is snowy, I guess. I don't know. I'll give them a pass. So let's see what it does here. Like I said, the roads are clear. They're dry. They're fairly well marked. It is salted, so with it being salted, it makes it a little more whiter. So maybe the lines and the road markings are not fully marked, but we'll see what happens. That was a good all-way stop there. Nothing to report on that. Car coming towards us, someone else walking on the road. God, where do we live, man? People are walking on roads. I get it. The sidewalks are snow covered, but do you risk your safety slipping and falling on a sidewalk rather than walking on the road against oncoming traffic? I don't know. I don't know where people's brains are sometimes these days. Okay, coming up to another four-way stop. Bus went. We're coming up at this. Toyota came just a little bit before us. It did the right thing, gave him the right of way. It's turning left, and it started going just before the car was out of its way. So that's good. I like that. Crosswalk coming up here. It always hesitates for this crosswalk. It usually stops and slams on the brakes. It slowed down after, but it didn't slam on the brakes. Parked car here. It's a little nervous about and hesitating going around. I'm going to turn the auto seats off because my butt's boiling. Coming up to another four-way stop. So nothing has really changed here. Car coming up on our left there, but it's turning right. Doesn't affect us. We don't affect it. Coming up to another bend here with a parked car in the roadway. What's it going to do? It's a delivery. Goddamn Amazon. I love Amazon, but I hate them at the same time. It went around, no problem. Nothing coming towards us or oncoming, so that was easy. It went around. Slow down once again for that crosswalk. Those crosswalks, I don't know if it's got the little mini stop sign on the crosswalk, but it's making it really nervous. It always has, even in the fall. Okay, we're coming up to a controlled intersection here with a traffic light. It's turning right. We've got some snowbanks. Snowbanks aren't that bad here, but we've got this van here that's going to be blocking our visibility to turn right. It made a stop. It's creeping up now, passing the... Yeah, there's a little bit of snowbanks, but not that high. It can go. It's being very nervous. Nobody's behind me, so I'm gonna let it go. Okay, now it's waiting because it waited too long, and now cars are coming, and it's sort of nose is sticking out a little bit far. I can see. You can't see on camera. I've got my head turned. Cars are actually having to go over to the left a little bit to avoid me, but it wasn't dangerous. I had my foot on the brake just in case it lunged forward. It found a gap and it went. So this is what I want to see for winter driving, because, you know, FSD is great in the summer and great at all the videos I'm seeing with Chuck down in Florida. Chris in Michigan does a little bit of snow stuff, so he has a better representation. But he's got hardware 4. He's got the Cybertruck. I want to see with a hardware 3 car in a true winter. It's slamming on the brakes for a green light. I had to press the accelerator there because we had somebody behind me. I don't know why I was slamming on the brakes there. So, yeah, so snow-covered landscape, but dry roads. And when I say snow-covered, I mean, yeah, I get it. In Southern Ontario, we haven't gotten this amount of snow in such a short period of time, or even in a whole winter in years. So some people may say, you know what, this is an anomaly. But you know what? Northern states, places that get more snow, places, Northern Ontario, Northern or Quebec, or the East Coast, or some of the prairies, this is normal snow for them. So if FSD is going to work everywhere in North America, then this is what the engineers have to deal with. And if they, like, look at the size of these snowbanks. These snowbanks are 7 feet tall. Like, there's an SUV that's probably got a 6-foot roof, and it's way taller than that. So now we're sort of merging into that left turn lane, which there's no, I mean, what I found going around some of these snowbanks when they encroach onto the roadway is that FSD is taking like right-hand turns and left-hand turns really wide and going into the other lane, because I guess it makes the snowbanks are making it nervous, I think, is what it is, and it wants to keep a distance from it. If any of those come up, we'll take a look and see what it looks like. But we're at a red light here, so nothing to see. We're going to turn onto a major roadway here. Now this roadway has 3 lanes in each direction. And last time I was on this, just yesterday, with FSD, it didn't know which lane to stay in. Because once again, like I said, there's no snow on the roads. There's snow. The roads are clear and dry, but with the salt, the heavy salt that the city workers have put down on the roads to keep them dry and keep them uniced, has made the roadways really white. And I don't know if that's confusing the cameras to seeing the lane markings or what, but it was hunting around and driving in between lanes and stuff like that. So let's see if it does it here. We're on camera, so I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't do it here and make me look like a liar. But okay, so we've got the green car in front's going, we're going. This should be no problem. We'll go into the proper lane. You know, see, once again, it took that lane wide and it sort of straddled between this lane and the middle lane, and now it's merging into the right lane, and it's about to pass this guy here. Okay, it's getting back. It wants to get over. No, it changed its mind. It wants to get over into the far right lane, but then it just changed its mind. Now it's driving in the blind spot of this Nissan beside me. I would never drive in the blind spot of another car. It's sort of slowed down. Now we're coming up to a red light anyways. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's something that the FSD engineers have programmed into the car to not drive in a blind spot if it can avoid it, which in this situation it certainly could have avoided it. It's a wide open roadway. Nobody was behind us. Nobody was beside us. It could have easily sped up or slowed down just a tad bit to not be in that blind spot. But you know, maybe you're watching at home and you're thinking, okay, that's just nitpicking, Dax. So a good aggressive acceleration there off the green light, and we've got to turn in about another kilometer or half mile or so, where it's saying it's an 80 zone. I don't know where it's picking up 80 zone, because this road is newly constructed, and I think it's a 70. So I don't know where it's reading 80, but anyways, it's on auto max speed, so it thinks 85 is a nice speed. Now, like I said, if there was any cops on the road, we'd probably get pulled over, because 85 into 70. Oh, see, now it's 60. It's coming up to a signage here that says 60. Let's see if the cameras detected and changed it. Yeah, it did. It picked it up, and now it's doing 60. And we're coming up to 300 meters. We have to turn right here. What are we going to do? Okay, so we slowed down to get behind this guy, and now we're turning right. And let's see how it does with these snowbanks. What lane it goes into. This is a single. It should only go in our lane. Yeah, see, I don't know if you can tell there, it straddled the lane a little bit, the yellow line. Nobody was on the other side. Maybe that's why it just took the liberty to do it. Nobody was on the other side, and it felt it was fine to do that. But look at all these snowbanks along the side of this roadway here. It's a narrow 1 lane each way country road here, and there's a car coming, but it's not that busy. So let's see what it does in terms of when this giant snowbanks encroach into the lane, because up there I know it gets a little narrower. So let's see what the car does. I see the car up ahead. It's sort of straddling because it has to. Let's see what FSD does. If it's trying on the screen, it's trying really hard to stay in the lane, but now look, okay, so now it realizes no, it has to go over. Now it's just straddling the lane a little bit, but gets over as soon as it can. So it did good there. It did good there. Going a little slow. It's a 70 zone. I don't know why it saw 60. I'm not gonna fault it for the speed signs and the cameras picking it up, only because these snowbanks are so high. Maybe it's not picking it up. Maybe half of these signs are buried by the snowbanks. Who knows? But we're coming up to a twisty kind of roadway here. It should be all clear to have no issues, but let's see what it does. And there's very little traffic around here anyways. Yeah, it's plowed pretty well and marked pretty clearly. It's slowing down. It's being a little cautious, which I have no problem with that. If anyone was behind me and on my butt, then it would be different. Okay, it's recognizing the 70 zone and it's changing to 70. But is it going to speed up? It knows it's 70. It's saying it recognizes it as being 70, but we're still doing 60. This is where you got to speed up, car. But no, see, we're coming up to some more curves in the road, so maybe that's why it's still staying at 60. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and assume that. Some little nice S-bends. It would be really nice to take these at a good speed in the summertime. But now we're slowing down even more. And okay, we are speeding up a little bit. Are we going to hit 70? Can we hit 70? 63. 64. We're past another 70 sign. 64. So this is the speed decay that version 12 has always had a problem with. I heard it's fixed with version 13, but who knows? We'll have to see. Okay, we're still going slow. We're coming up to a green light. It should go right through this green light. It shouldn't slow down. Okay. So that's the same. Let's see what we can do if we end the trip and click home. And now we're going to go in a different direction. It didn't like me looking at the screen for that 5 seconds that I did. It's the nag for the eye tracking is really, really sensitive, for lack of a better word, or lack of a word that I'd rather use. So we're going to come up to a roundabout here, and we're going to basically make a U-turn. We're going to go through the full roundabout, and we should loop back around like a hairpin and come back around. Yeah, that's what the map's showing there. So it's getting in the right lane for this roundabout. I don't know why. This roundabout's usually not busy, so I can't imagine it's going to have any troubles. But there are a little bit of high snowbanks. No, still having no trouble. High-ish snowbanks, but not too high. Okay, now it's in its own lane, the center lane. It's taking a roundabout a little slow, but I have no issues with that. I can't complain about that. And still got a signal on. I don't know if it needs to have the signal on. And now it's putting the other signal on to let the proper way to do it, I guess. Does anyone ever do that? No. So is it driving like a human? Probably not. Is it driving like person is supposed to drive and doing everything the rules say? Yeah, but that's not human-like, because I hate to say it, in our society today, nobody does that. But with that said, we have achieved 70, and as I say that, we go down to 69. But I think it's because the truck in front of us is modulating its speed. It slowed down, now it's speeding back up. So now FSD is going to 71. So, you know what? The drive's not that bad. We're going to make our way back to the same location where we started from, or somewhere near there. I can't complain about this drive. Is it perfect? No. Is it very nervous? Yes. I really wish I had, for this version, for this hardware 3 car, I wish I had 12.6, which is like the version 13 of hardware 4. But I don't, unfortunately. But this is what it's like. I wanted you guys just to get a taste of winter driving. Not that FSD can't do it, and that's the main reason I stopped subscribing to it back in the fall, because winter, just with the snow-covered roads and stuff like that, and I probably wouldn't use it if these roads were, if it was snowing or these roads were snow-covered or bad traction situations and stuff like that. With it being clear now, days later, after the storm, and they've maintained the roads really good and cleared them up really good, with just the snowbanks. My biggest curiosity was how it was going to be on like just rural or urban environments where it's like high snowbanks and like in neighborhoods and stuff like that. And maybe what I'll do is I'll cut the video here and go to an area where it is actually like that, and we'll see what it's actually like there. Okay, coming up to this, now we have to turn left. It doesn't know. Now, I don't know if, once again, if it's getting confused, I let it do its thing, but the left turn lane is the next lane over. I don't know if it's confused. No, it's showing a left turn lane, so I don't know why it's doing that. Let's see if it gets into the left turn lane. Or what it's going to do. No, it's going to go straight. No, it stopped at the last minute and realized it's not there, and now it's turning. So, I don't know what it did there. It showed on the screen the left turn arrow on the roadway, so it picked up that it was a left turn lane. Why it just went right behind that guy that was going straight, I'm not sure. But I don't know. I don't know if the camera's picking up. This is what I'm talking about, how from all the salt and how it's dried, it's on the roadway. It makes the roadway a lot lighter color, and maybe it can't see the white dotted lines, the lane markings as well, even though there's some dark tire tracks that it should be able to pick up on. On the screen, it's denoting the lane markings quite fine. It's not moving around a lot, so I think it's denoting it and picking it up and reading it quite fine. But once again, on the screen, it's saying full self-driving may be degraded. Poor weather detected. Now, I don't know what this weather detected is coming from. Like, is it seeing the snowbanks and thinking that it's bad weather? We've got another EV coming up beside me, overtaking me right now. The new, well, it's not so new anymore. The Cadillac Lyric. I've got a video coming soon to show you the new Cadillac. I was at the auto show last week. I haven't done the video yet for it. The giant, I think it's the Escalade, the all EV Escalade. It's huge, and it's a big monster of a SUV. Stay tuned for that if you want to see a little walk around the interior and the exterior of the new Cadillac. It's something. It's interesting. It's got all the bells and whistles and all the electronics. You think Tesla's got all bells and whistles? The thing. Wait until you see it. It's got lots of bells and whistles. Okay, getting back to FSD. We're going back onto some residential streets and some neighborhoods where it should have some high snowbanks. And that's what I want to show you and see if it acts nervous around these snowbanks as much as I think it will. Yeah, getting back to this message here on the screen, I made a point to clean all the cameras. As you can see down here, all the cameras are clear and all clean, and there should be no reason that it's giving visibility issues. The B-pillar cameras, I cleaned them too, so I don't know why it's throwing up this message. Poor weather detected. So it should be turning left here in this left turn lane. It's still doing that late delayed merge into the lane like it always did back in the fall and in last summer. I don't like how it does that, but what can you do? Hopefully the newer versions, it's fixed that. I don't know. We'll have to see. Very nervous going around this left corner with nobody coming, nobody around at all. I think these snowbanks are throwing it off. So there's a parked car here up in the snowbank. Some more parked cars on the other side. Cars coming, cars waiting to turn. But it handled it fine. Coming up to this crosswalk. Is it going to slow down for the crosswalk? No, it didn't really slow down. It's already going slow. It's under the speed limit by a couple of kilometers, which I have no issues with. Okay, four-way stop here. This guy should go. The red car on my right should go afterwards, and then we can go after that. Yep. Yeah, it went. It hesitated because I think it realized it went a little bit too early, and now it's going. Coming up to another four-way stop with some cars and some pedestrians. Car picks up everybody just fine. Okay, that was perfect. We got there before the car in front of us waiting to turn left, so the car read it right and went when it was supposed to. Good for FSD. So now we should be turning right up here. And if I'm not mistaken, this intersection should have a fairly high snowbank. So let's see what the car does. There's nobody behind me, so I'm going to let it do what it's going to do. Hopefully this car in front of me turns right. Because if it stops, then it's going to screw up the right turn. Turn. Come on, turn. God damn it. Oh, you are. You just don't want to use your signal. Oh, because signaling is optional in Ontario. Okay, so it stopped. It's going to creep up. Very high snowbanks. I can't even see, so hopefully the car can see if anyone's coming. Doesn't look like anyone's coming. Car just figures it's just going to take a chance. And it committed, it went. I would have liked to see it go a little faster when it made that commitment. Because you just never know if a car was coming. What's it going to do? It's going to slam on the brakes then? So I would have liked to see it go a little faster. So I'm going to intervene here because I just want to go back into some residential neighborhoods and get the car to navigate around that. So I'm intervening just to make a turn here. So here's the situation where the snow's come onto the road and it's given past the shoulder, so it makes the roadway or the lane narrow. So it had to sort of straddle that yellow line again, that center line. And it's going fairly slow. I mean, I guess it knows the car's in front of it. So it's probably just pacing with the car in front. Come up to a three-way stop. Snowbanks are high. Can it see any cars coming? It's a three-way anyways, but still. It's always a good idea to look because not everyone stops. With these snowbanks so high, cars that are pulling out of their respective driveways, that might make a challenge for it. Okay, so it's turning right here. You know what? I'm going to take over because I just want it to go straight. So give it some more of a challenge for these snowbanks. Okay, so it's going to turn up here and go down. Now this is snow covered. This is a street that hasn't been serviced very well, and as you can see, it's snow covered. So interesting to see. So this has no roadway, no road markings, anything. It's interesting to see what FSD does here. It's going slow, which is good. Coming up to not an all-way stop, just a stop for us, with some high snowbanks, and it's got right-of-way traffic crossing us here. So it's creeping up to see. It's stopping because it can't see, but it wants to turn. What's it going to do? It can't see. It can go. Nobody's behind me, so I'm going to let it take control. I don't know if the pedestrian crossing is making it nervous, but it can go. I can see that it's clear. The snowbanks are high, but it's not that high. And it's just not doing anything. Well, as you can see, the wheel's moving. It wants to turn. It's thinking about it. But it can't commit to it. Now, I don't know if it's because of the road, the way it is, or what it is, or the snow that's blinding the cameras. I don't know, but I'm going to press the accelerator, see if that makes a difference. Okay, I pressed the accelerator a little tiny bit. It's crept up, and now it's gingerly turning. Now it's stopped again. Yeah, maybe we'll clean the windows, or the windshield. Turn that off. Okay, I'm going to press the accelerator again. Give it another push, and there you go. It was fine there. But whatever that was there, it really tripped it up. Like I said, I don't know if it was the roadway. I don't know if it was the high snowbanks, the whiteness of the snowbanks, not contrasting with the roadway because it was snow covered and maybe the camera couldn't tell the difference, or all of the above. Okay, made the turn there, very slow, probably pissed off the guy waiting, but it was being safer. So, you know what? I'm going to take control here. That's, I think the video is long enough. I think we got what we needed to see in terms of how FSD was. At the end there was a good representation of how nervous it is with the snowbanks. Is there room for improvement? God damn it. Yeah, there is. Is it ready for prime time? No, it isn't. But it's getting better compared to how it was probably last winter. And I don't even know if FSD was even capable of any of this kind of stuff last winter. But as soon as Tesla and the FSD team get into a 2025 build, I'll be able to hopefully merge up with the 12.6, and hopefully it'll be maybe 12.7 by then. We all know that the FSD team is doing the best they can with hardware 3, but we all realize that they've obviously hit a wall, and Elon's come out and the team has come out and said that they're going to have to retrofit us hardware 3 people with a hardware 4 retrofit at some time. God knows when that is, but sooner the better, hopefully. If you've bought FSD. If you're subscribing to it, you probably won't get it, but if you bought it, you probably will. So that is FSD in the snow. I shouldn't say in the snow. Well, we saw a little bit of snow there, but mainly in the winter conditions with high snowbanks and just living in a winter wonderland with FSD. If you got any questions or any comments, put them down below in the comments. And if not, folks, we'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully my next FSD video will be with the newer and newest and improved version of FSD. Take care. Bye-bye.